In this video, we're going to take a look at the strange habits of an INFJ personality. INFJs are the rarest personality in the Myers Briggs Personality Index, accounting for no more than 2 to 3% of the US population. If a population so thin has a few habits that are characteristic of them, it is no wonder that these traits will be thought of as strange. But what exactly are these strange habits of an INFJ personality? We'll take a look at that shortly, but before we do, we'd like to give you a slight reminder that we bring these videos to you for free. We hope these will help you understand the behaviors of other people in a better way and help you comprehend the world smoothly. All we want for our endeavors is for you to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button. Okay, if we are all set and done, let's take a look at the strange habits of an INFJ personality. 1. A mind that's always chirping. The mind is a great talker. It just imagines situations up or exacerbates the details of an event gone by and makes up realities of its own. And this holds true more for an INFJ than other personality types. This is what makes INFJs daydreamers and wonderful imaginers. The great poet Mary Oliver once famously remarked that there are as many worlds as there are imaginers. And one might as well say that there are as many worlds as an INFJ can imagine. Besides, while talking to a person, an INFJ might be going off to their tangents that are led by the other thoughts in their heads. So you might think that an INFJ is listening to you contentedly while a different drama is playing over their heads. 2. A love-hate relationship with recognition. Have you ever heard of the paradox that the grass is always greener on the other side? And since INFJs are walking, talking paradoxes, there are many contradictions in the way they conduct themselves. One of the ways that this contradiction presents itself is the way that INFJs deal with recognition. Whenever an INFJ is recognized as a talent or a virtuoso at a particular thing, then he or she is talked about, and people might want to visit you or learn from them. And this eats at the sense of personal time INFJs have. That might not go down all that well with them because it is this personal time that fuels their creativity. But if an INFJ is not well recognized, he or she craves for it. Not in the sense that a sense of recognition is their obsession, but more like an innocuous want. 3. They want it all, or they want nothing. One thing that stands out in an INFJ is that they are constantly switching between periods where they are really high on their energy or they are slouching. It is as if they don't have an in-between state where they can drag themselves forward at a slow and steady pace. What this means is that they're not like every other person you meet. What normal people do is work during the weekdays and have little to no work done on the weekends. But INFJs are a different kettle of fish. They might be supercharged on an idea and might be working on it for weeks without taking a break. And when the task is done, they might experience months where they are not able to work on anything and might seem like wasting their time. 4. Relentless perfectionists. Perfection is a really difficult thing to achieve. One might as well say that there is no such thing as perfection, but only levels of it. Say if you're a writer, you know that a given sentence can be written better and better and better, but you've got to know when to stop constantly editing and being stuck on the same thing. Sometimes INFJs might not really know this line and be relentless in their pursuit of perfection. They might want to get every phrase and letter perfect and obsess over it to the point where others might get really bored. The same goes true with the other creative arts field they are engaged in or with the scientific research they might be undertaking. But this pursuit of perfection is exactly what makes them highly competitive in their fields. 5. Writing instead of talking. Though some INFJs might be decent to good speakers, INFJs are more comfortable expressing their voices in the written form rather than voicing them. This is because they can focus on the little details of the expressions of other people they have observed and how those nuances of other people add up to the whole story. In addition, INFJs can also include some philosophy or life lessons to put a given idea or an event into a whole new perspective. Therefore, you can see that INFJs have maintained wonderful diaries or written the most beautiful stories. Besides the fact that they spend time with themselves means that a wonderful self-realization also comes through their writings. 6. Seeing both the parts and whole of a picture. The whole is always greater than the sum of its parts. This is often said about life or science or the working of things in general. The modern study of science is based on this principle where things are studied at the cellular or the atomic or molecular level and bigger generalizations are made. But what we have found is that a plant is greater than its constituent cells, and the machine as a whole is not simply the addition of its various parts. What is interesting about INFJs is that they can see both sides of things quite easily. They can take a look at the details of a particular picture and analyze how the smallest of things added up in order to make the whole. And INFJs can take a look at the grand narrative of things too. 7. Can be impulsive. All the people who seem calm and collected might be the ones who have mastered the art of controlling their impulses. But if you see an INFJ, they will have some difficulty in finding control over their impulses. This is why some of the aforementioned quirks of an INFJ, such as a mind that is constantly talking to them, or having a relentless pursuit of things, or working furiously over a particular thing, is always going on. Any one person who is not an INFJ might also share one or two of the aforementioned qualities. But if you see many of these strange habits add up in a person, you might as well be convinced that he or she is an INFJ. Being a minority of 2 to 3% of the whole population is bound to come with some traits that will be perceived as strange. What other traits are there in an INFJ that makes them look a tad strange to other people? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up in case you liked it. And subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell will mean that you won't miss out on our new videos. In the meanwhile, you can watch the video on the screen.